Hi guys, remember to like my video, share my video, and subscribe to my videos. So, this is Bev Brown, live and direct. This is part 2 of my real life story. Why I'm putting it out? For others who are going through the same fate I have gone through and don't know how to deal with it. That's why I'm, telling my story. So it all started like this. Yes, he was a nice, loving person. I used to work at a daycare, and he used to take children to the daycare and pick them up back. So eventually one evening rain was falling a lot and we couldn't get any drive, so he came for the children and he took my number and the other lady number and said, in case the rain is still falling and we can't get any drive, he will come and pick us up. So we were there and the rain really fell that day, fell heavily. So eventually I have to call him, and he came and picked me up and pick up the next lady. So he dropped me at my bus stop at Clark, and when I reached home, he called me and said he liked me, and from that it's all started like that. He was a very loving, caring, and humble person. Yes, and we, from that he started picking us up from the daycare, and we became good friends, and we started dating, started taking me out. He was a ladies gentleman, he opened the door for you, and he wasn't the type where you're on him reasoning and he would touch you. No, he was not that type, and that was the type of person I like, that you and them can sit and reason without putting hand and you are touching you. So he was a good person, yes. And I fell in love with him, and he said he loved me, and it all, and he always came and visited me in the country here, and he loved my children and grandchildren, and my children love him back, and the grandchildren them he always take things for them. He was kind, loving, caring. Yes, he was those type of person. So when he said, if I would come and live at his house, I was hesitant and wondering, because I was saying I don't want to live with anybody. I like to stay at my place. But anyway, one of my daughter encourages me and said, "Mommy is a good person," and so on. I said, okay. So eventually I went, and things was very nice. He always, every Sunday we go to Negril or different places. He loved to go to the beach. He sometimes said, don't bother to cook, and he'd go out and purchase KFC, a bucket, and and he let my daughter come and live there, and my grandchildren, until eventually my other big daughter came, and we just planned and said, okay. When I got into his, when we get together and I check it out, he didn't have any bank account, he didn't know to save, wasn't saving, so I took him to my bank and I let him open his account, and I joined partner at the bank, and I let him join the partner also, so we have our plans, and I said, okay, I'm gonna build up at my country. And he said, no man, let us build here in town, and eventually we will build in the country after. And that is when, I thought that yes, he's my husband. Now we reason together, and plans what we have, and things was nice and lovely, things was working out nice. So I put my trust in him and say, okay. So I went and I borrowed a loan at my bank, and it couldn't borrow any loan because as I told her, I'm the person who let him join the bank, so he couldn't get any loan yet. So I was the one who was there long time, my long time bank. So I got the opportunity to get the loan. So I borrowed the loan, and we buy up material and build a nice house, lovely house. Peace in the one that he was living in. It wasn't big, and everything was okay until I don't know what went wrong, but things just flew up in his head. First, I went to bed one night and I dreamt that a lady came and she was pregnant. And when I asked the lady, who do you want? She said, my young man. I'm gonna call him he, Mr. He. So I said, what do you want Mr. He for? She said, because I'm pregnant for Mr. He. So I said, you're pregnant for my young man? And she said, yes. And I didn't know that he lived with any woman because he didn't tell me that. So I said, okay. So I called him, and eventually I wake out of my sleep. And in the morning now I tell him the dream. So he was laughing and said, you eat too much and go to your bed, man, your belly too full. Nothing like that, So I believe in him and didn't pay it any mind until eventually, not even 6 months after that, I found out that yes, he have a baby mother. Lady was there pregnant for him. Yes, so when I asked him, he still denied it. He said, nothing like that, nothing, I would never do that to you. And I said, okay, still believe until eventually when the baby was born. And we find out again that the lady have the baby, and I asked him about it, he still denied, said nothing like that, not no go something. And I said, okay. So I get to the nitty-gritty of the matter, and I try and investigate and find out who the baby mother is, and asked her, and she said yes, she have a baby for him, and so on and so forth. And I said okay. And eventually I went home and I said, I found out everything, so you don't have to hide anything now, tell me the truth. And eventually he said yes, that did happen, and he's sorry, and acting and as if he's really sorry. And the person that I am, the heart that I have, I don't know why I have this forgiving heart and this caring heart about others. But thank God, thank God for the person that I am, because I tell him that to bring the baby come, and the baby mother bring the baby one morning, and I hold the baby and I feed the baby, I take care of the baby that day until in the evening he take him back to his mother, and from that the baby started coming up the house, and I and the baby mother have a nice relationship. Try to talk with her, because I put myself into her place, that men is a deceiver. Although some women will know that you live with your man or with your husband and still pushing themselves, and but I just didn't think that way. So she started coming up the house, and so on, things, and we will talk and so on, and she spends some time, and then she go down back, and he said he's not in love with her, he's just going to support his child, and it go on and go on until I find out that he have another lady. Ask him about it, deny until I find out, and then so I said to myself, well, can't stay in this relationship, because in those days AIDS was raging. So I said, you know what, I'm going to go and get myself tested and make sure I'm okay. So I went and I get tested, and when the result came and all was well, I said, thank you, Jesus. So what I did, I came home one day, so I went to the doctor, and I came home, I said, look here, he cannot read. So I said, this paper is that I went to the doctor said I have a lot of fiber and I should not have any sex at all. I must cease from that, else it will get worse. I have to do a surgery and so on. I have to lie just to avoid him from, kind of know that I'm okay, I'm free, I don't have any AIDS and anything like that. So I have to protect myself now, because you have that baby mother and another lady. So it took it in. So he was there, and sometimes I'd say to him, guys, believe me love just turned from him. You ever love someone yet? Love them, and then the love just turned. I didn't hate him. I try not to hate, but didn't take him as a person anymore. A person where I say, he's my husband anymore. He's gonna be my husband. I'm gonna be his wife. No, because he break my trust. I didn't trust him anymore, and then he was acting up and flirting around, coming in late in the night after 1, after 2. So one night I said to him, look here, if you don't want to come home, you can stay out, no problem. He said, no problem with that. I said, no man, I don't have any problem with that. You can stay out, man, have your fun. So he starts sleeping out now. So for the week, he will sleep home like 2 nights or sometimes 1 night for the week. But no problem to Bev Brown, because that me want. That time, what Bev Brown was doing? Just pray to God, talk with God, and I went down to my bank and I borrow a loan and take my time setting up in my house in the country. I never know, I don't let him know anything. So I left and say, I'm going, son, I'm in the country here with the workman, them lining up my thing, They've run have her plan, because she can't live in that relationship. In those days I was in my early 40s, so I said, I can't live in that kind of situation. Baby mother had a lady, and then, till dear boom, another lady come along. So I'm one evening laughing. I said, what happened now? He said, girl, I find a rich man. Me said, that's good, man. You find a rich lady? He said, yes, man. So the lady give me 75,000 to help and buy the engine for the van that I bought. So me said, okay, that's nice. So I said, who is that lady now? A man that both of them are good friends. friends because he have his garage, and that man would take the car and let him fix it, anything wrong with it, you know, because he was a good mechanic. So the man tell him about his woman, how she's loving and nice, and give him anything. Nothing isn't too good for her to give to him. So eventually the lady came to the clinic. We were living near to the clinic, and she came to the garage and tell him that something is wrong with the front end of the car, if he can fix it. And she took his number and gave him her number. So eventually when she reached home, she texted him and said, I love you. And he said, if you love me, prove it. And she said, what do you want me to prove? And he said, if you love me, I need an engine for my bus. Can you buy it? So eventually said, yes, I can. Because she now fall in love with him, because he went thick and look like he do every lifting, you know. So yeah, everybody love him. I have some guys, she bring the money, come give him, and he start come to me now, say, see it, a rich woman, she give me this money, man. You have money and you won't borrow any from your bank and lend me and so on. And after me lend him money, if you bill house and so, you know, and help him bill. And he do all of those bad things to me, now want me go back and borrow money. Yet, me did borrow money and lend him, and he didn't pay me back. And I have my loan paying and so on. So me have my plan building up my house in the country. So me just say watch him and laughing at him. So I said, don't is your friend lady? He said, yeah, he's my friend lady, but that not say I don't want her, I'm just gonna use her to take her money from her because a rich woman. So me say, okay. So me say, careful. That time me no feel anyway, because I'm not having any sexual intercourse with him anymore. I just been there trying to set up my place to live out of his place. So eventually the lady husband and young man find out what is happening, and a lot of things went down. You have to run away, go down to the country to hide out because the man wanted to kill him, and a lot of things, and the lady run with him too. So I hurry up, guys, and get out of there, because he, as I tell in the first video, he was boasting, I am the man, I am the man. He listed the thing, I am the man, I am the man. So when everything, I tell the baby mother that I am not in love with him, you know, I'm going home. I'm setting up my place, going home, so when I gone, you can take over. So she was happy that she's gonna get to live, and you know, yeah, guys, a nice house and so on. So eventually he came back into the area, and the lady came with him. So the lady went back to her house, and he's down there, but the two of them, you know, seeing each other going out same way, and because the man just loud them and make it go on like that. The man said that is not a good lady. So both of them up and down, running about. When I'm going to work, sometime I took taxi, they said, miss, you're a nice lady. Oh, you live that life? I said, my dear, I am living a movie life. I'm in a show. I'm acting. I'm an actress in a show, but it soon be over. So I explained and said, I'm setting up my place in the country. And I said, oh, nice lady, nice. You're a good lady. That man doesn't deserve you at all. You're a good lady, man. I study and I see that you're a good person, guys. He's a mechanic, and you know, when they work down all the clothes, them greasy, and it wasn't a washing machine. When I finished washing those clothes, you could know that grease was in them. You know, as he drop off a suit at Bev Brown, wash it, because Bev Brown love to see her place clean, spick and span, everything around, no dirty clothes. So his friend them, you know, came and they were talking to me and said, boy, he get a good woman, but he doesn't know, and when he's gonna find out, it will be too late. So he was frightened when he found out that I was building in the country. He said, you building and you didn't tell me. So I said, the life that you are living, I can't live this life with you, because that was not our arrangement. You know, so he's saying, well, so it goes, you know, business now can have 3 ladies. So in the boss, in just 3, and me have to make 4. Lord, guys, Bev Brown was going through it, but I don't put it on my head, you know. Bev Brown just laugh at it and reason with God, and you know say God is working out ways for Bev Brown, because Bev Brown setting up her place in the country. So guys, I just make years when the day when I went to work and then come back with removal truck, he was so frightened. Say, you're going away, you're moving so quick. I say, yeah man, they all finished. Me say, yeah man. So they just move my things. They say, okay, you see you're going now. You spend a lot of money in this house, and I'm not gonna cheat you out of it. I'm not gonna live here anymore. I'm gonna sell this house and give you half of the money. I said, okay, if you hear about any buyer, you can call me and tell me. I said, okay. So I left. and he was running taxi all over my country. He start run taxi. When he reach on my gate now, you know, all right down there? So I said, yeah man, we are okay, we are fine, we are much fine, we are okay. Yes, you know, if you run on the taxi up there, you know, but he just want to pass through. Yeah man, and then he start calling. So I said, don't call my phone, you have your 3 ladies, I leave you down there with them. So why calling me? So eventually, the baby mother went up now because she heard that I move. So she went up to his house now, knocking on the door. When she looked to her surprise, she said, "Is not here, is here." She tell her, take her mouth and tell me it's a reality. Is a lady she see opening one peep out. So she said, what you doing here? So the lady said, what you doing here? So she said, he's my baby father and I'm here. So the lady said, well, I am his woman and I am here. So she took up 2 stones, put the baby one side on the ground, because one rebels girl, and take stone and start stone the house, mashing up the house. So the lady go inside and lock up. Yeah, and she take stone and throw stone until she feels satisfied. She left and go down. She was on the point of a nervous breakdown, and when we learned of it, she called us and tell us everything. So I said to my daughter, I said, you know that I'm gonna let you come up country, come spend a little time with us. And my daughter was so kind-hearted like myself, said, yes, mommy, do it, because I love her. And I called her and said, okay, you can come to our country and direct her where to find us. And she came with her baby and her little daughter and come and stay with us. She lived with us for 4 months. She was with us for 4 months until she said she all right now, you know. And she go down back. Some people ask me, how you do it, babe? How you do that? I said, what? Baby mother, and she get into your life, wreck up your life, and you still accepted her in your house. You're good though. Me say, that's it. We are all women and we all make mistakes. And we all get deceived by men because he deceived her. He didn't tell her that he lived with anyone. He acted as if we were not in a good relationship. We were, you know. So she, you know, fall for him and he asked her, say she want to have a child and so on and so forth. So she listened to his lies because he's a con artist. As far as I get to understand about him and study him, he's just a con artist. So, you know, I did out of the kindness of my heart and the goodness out of my heart, I let her come and stay with me. And I'll know we are good friends, yes. And I'll know he's not minding that child because that lady, man, she have 2 children. And she let him sell the house, as I said, took the money away from him and set up another house for herself. Because the one that she was living in with the man that she left, she can't get it, the man living there with the children, them, so she have to move and she build up a house now and get a new man. And she have find another boyfriend now, so she run that one. She run so he have to go and catch at his mother's house. Mother have a 1 room down here, figure. Can you imagine a nice house? How much bedroom and so on, because after we left, he put on 2 more bedroom and a bathroom and another veranda. So can you imagine now, you build up your nice place, have your nice place, and have to sell it and then go and catch in a 1 room house where your mother have? So I tell him, you know, I said, you spit in the sky, it's gonna fall in your face. And he laughed at me. But I said to him, you see, he who laugh the best. This is your time to laugh now, but my time to laugh will come. But eventually, guys, I did laugh at him because I don't have that kind of heart to see him and laugh at him. I felt sorry for him because I remember the good times. You have to take the good to cover the bad because he was a good person until he changed. Because of the house, he just changed and turned into a different person. So Bev Brown, you know, still forgive him. And if Bev Brown have it in life or get some money or have money and I saw him, I would give him some, I would still help him. Why? Because he was a good person. When my grandchildren were living there with us, you could know that it is not his children them. Yes, that's the truth, guy. Buy up school clothes for them, school shoes, school bag, books, you name it, give them their lunch money, act as a father for everyone. He did have a pair of twins there, a girl and a boy. They still call me mommy, they still love me, we still text, you know. But they don't deal with him at all because they didn't like how he treated me and what had happened and the lady that he took, and the lady didn't love them and didn't care for them and they couldn't go to the house. So they still respect me and still call and talk with me and find out if I'm okay. Yes, but they don't deal with him. So you see, guys, the good you do, you live off it, you know. So I would still remember the good. If my daughter said, if I have it in life, I'm gonna help him, because I remember those days when he helped me and my children. He let me stay at his house, and you know, he was a respectable person, never, you know, say anything out of the way to me or anything. He was respectful. Yes, I did love him for that. You know, some man, you live there and you have your 2 young girls, they would try to. No, it wasn't like that. My 2 daughters can testify to that. They always talk about him, says a decent man. But I don't know what went wrong. From the house finish, he just changed like that, guys. So got ladies out there, young girls out there, it's best when you're working, you put something out. If you work $10, put away $5 and pinch the other 5, because if Bev Brown wasn't saving, she would be left out on the street, right? So Bev Brown helped to build up a house and have to walk away from it, and could able to go back and set up something for herself by God's help, because she was saving. So I'm a good saver. I try to save them as best as possible as I can. From I was growing up without a mother and a father, no one to guide you. You have to use your head, be smart. So that's what Bev Brown did. Always saving. All when I'm going to school, I save at the post office. They used to have saving at the post office. Bev Brown also save at the post office. So Bev Brown from those days like to save. Yes, guys. Bev Brown always save. Guys, in the next video, I'm gonna tell you my real sad life story again. The day when Bev Brown have to close her account at the bank. Can you imagine? Bev Brown, who like to save, love to save, have to close her account. That was a terrible day for Bev Brown, a day that Bev Brown will never ever forget. So guys, remember to like my video, share my video, and those who haven't subscribed as yet, please guys, subscribe to Bev Brown videos. This is Bev Brown life story, true story, what she have been through, gone through, and God have taken her out of it. So guys out there, women who have been through what I've been through, who are going through what I'm going through, please don't give up. Just press on, keep the faith. We all make mistakes. We all do things what we shouldn't. Because if I was thinking, I would never ever let him cause me to, you know, help to spend money on that house to build. I would build up my nice house up here instead of going down there to build an island. So never ever do that, guys. That's a terrible mistake anyone could make. Even male, sometimes they go out and build on females' land, and that's the same thing happen. They break off, and what happened? You're out of a house. So it is not a wise idea at all. So remember to like my video, share my video, and those who don't subscribe, please subscribe to Bev Brown video. Okay guys, that's my sad story. Peace out. Out here, Bev Brown love you guys. Yes guys.